Okay, let's go ahead and get started. It's 10:03. Appreciate everybody joining us again as usual. I don't have a big update today. Certainly willing to answer questions. That was one. I didn't want to cancel this because I thought maybe some people would have questions, but right now, well, I was out last week, so I know Ken probably has more information than I do of any updates, but I do know the planner portal shut down, and I think all of our planners have been assigned, haven't they, Ken? In all the people who requested have been assigned.
Yes, all the assignments have been made, and I've made most of the phone calls on the projects that are not receiving a planner. I still have a few more phone calls, and we're trying to coordinate projects that did not receive a planner with projects that already have a planner. It looks like GOA has really broadened the scope of what these planners are able to do in a community. So if a planner's been assigned to a community for some other activities, that doesn't prohibit them from working on some other ARPA eligible activities in that community, even if that one project didn't get a planner. So that's good news. Also, we did get clarification the planners can subcontract for services. They have to get written authorization in GOA. So if you're working with a planner and there's a specialty need that you need or professional service you need done and they're not able to do it, you might not necessarily have to use your technical assistance money and go through the formal procurement process. The existing planner can subcontract out for those services under their contract with the state of Ohio. So that saves you the hassle of going through the procurement and frees up some of your TA money for other activities. So that's good news.
Thanks, Ken. I was not aware of that one. That's actually good. Yeah.
It was fresh off the press yesterday, so that
Okay.
determination was made. So yes.
My main concern right now is for the 7 counties that OVRDC applied on behalf of. I had our attorney look at our grant agreement. He just pointed out, as he and I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a modification on it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be as it is. But I just wanted him to look at it and see if there was anything that stood out. He pointed out a few things that I might want to take a look at, but I'm going to sign that and get that back to GOA. If not today, early next week. And then we need to have a sit down with each county, because I can send the grant agreement back, but our scope of work is off because it does include a lot of engineering, like Ken was just talking about, that we weren't sure who the procured planners were going to be at the time we put that application in. So each county is going to have to kind of formulate what you want to do, and I'm going to have to submit a budget amendment for us. So with that said, I think perhaps maybe Ken and I can talk first of the week, come up with some dates that were available, and I'm going to shoot that out to just who we utilized as the lead contact in that county to start that discussion. And then we'll have a convening here soon, next couple of weeks, of those of the 7 counties main contacts, Ken and I, and start trying to figure out a timeline to get stuff back. And then I'm going to basically, those lead persons in each county, have you go back to your counties and work with the people that were part of the project to come up with, okay, here's the new scope for Highland County, Jackson County that we put back into the state of Ohio, and how you want to spend that 250,000, or in some cases in our grant, some counties got a little less than that. So that's on the horizon. Just be, for those of you in the 7 counties that are part of our application, be on the lookout for something coming up on that. Ken, I think too, we had talked about once the portal closed and we had all the planners assigned, trying to get a meeting together with all of the applicants and the planners in our region to start talking about, as I call it, marriages of projects.
Yes, that we will be hopefully have a meeting here soon, because the planners are still doing some vetting out there. Some of the planners are out in the communities. A lot of communities have 8 things they want to do, and the planner is going to have to work with that community to kind of hone these projects down to, viable projects that will be part of some type of application this fall. And again, I keep stressing that that's the challenge right now. Get a few projects, get them fleshed out, exactly what you want to do, no maybes, get them cost estimated out, and have them ready so this fall we can start trying to figure out what projects would fit in what applications. But like you said, John, yeah, I think it'd be a great idea if we got the planners and the communities around the table and really started talking about what different communities are doing and what kind of synergies, what's kind of groupings and those type of activities, because fall will be here before we know it.
Right.
That portal in November will open before we know it.
And I think the one thing Ken and I mean, we have a great relationship with our sister local development districts, but the planners are going to have a better understanding of what projects and the specifics of those projects that are going on east of the OVRDC region than Ken and I are. So I think, and we talked about this, there could be some projects in our region that get put into a application that includes projects in Marietta, wherever. So be open to that and be thinking in that way. But Ken and I are going to be limited on being able to kind of think about that, about how do we combine you with a project in Marietta or Cambridge, whereas the planners are working in a lot of those regions as well as down here, and hopefully they can kind of help us devise some plans where some of you could be part of an application that's multi faceted like that. So with that, Ken, you got anything else? I mean, I'm open to questions.
Well, just real quick on rumor control, there was a rumor going around that the planners were going to have to take off for a month and not be able to do certain activities because of the fiscal year ending June 30th and the new fiscal year and the state funding. But it's my understanding there's nothing to that rumor. They should be able to continue working. I'm just encourage every community to get as much professional services as you can from these planners. Here's a great opportunity. And I know that a lot of the planners are getting swamped, with only have so much capacity with their staff. But since they can subcontract, I would encourage communities and planners to subcontract for activities, and let's get a lot of great projects fleshed out here, get them designed and get ready to start putting those in applications later this year.
Agreed. I see Danielle's hand is up.
I just have a question. Have you guys heard anything more? There was some difference of opinion on exactly how far we could go with design. We were hearing, concept, feasibility, initial cost estimate from one way, and then we were hearing no, take it as far as you can into design from another way. Where are we stopping? Have you got any more clarity on that? I'm being conservative and stopping short right now, but I don't want to short my clients either. If we're supposed to be going as far as we can, then giddy up,
The only thing I can say answer that, Danielle, is the engineering and design final is certainly eligible under the development grants. But I think GOA may not be, I don't think they want to tell you, they don't want to give somehow it be a message that all final design has to be done before the development application. But I think they want you not to sit on your laurels, I guess, and say, oh, we'll just put this in the development application, to move it as far along as you can during this time. And I guess on some projects that's probably simpler than others. Some are going to be more complex on the engineering. So I would say, and I guess the second part of that is, and I don't know, I've never worked on your side. I don't know what the cost of all that is. And you guys have contracts for certain amounts of money. So you guys are going to have to kind of figure out with the money they're paying me, what can I get done? So that would be my best advice.
That's part of my question is today by 5, our contract change requests are due. So, you know, what they're asking for, I mean, there is a vocabulary challenge. Because when an engineer says 30% plans, it's a specific thing. When I say 60% plans, it's a specific thing, and there is a very different price tag. Or if it's just preliminary concept kinds of things. So there is a very big difference in price tag, and that's where it's been a little difficult from our end without having, you know, firm guidance, because we don't, I mean, the tug of war is we don't take it far enough and we don't get our clients as well prepared for this application, versus we take it too far, it wasn't authorized, and then those charges are denied. You know, and both of those are scary for very different reasons. So, I mean, we're going to get stuck with whatever we get by 5 o'clock today at this point. I just, you know, because we have, you know, a few hours left, I thought I'd ask just to see if there'd been any more clarity.
No, and I don't think you're going to get clipped like that. That's just my opinion. But I also don't think you're going to get a clear answer, because I think the folks that at the state probably know about as much as I do about that 30% thing, what you just described. I mean, again, not working on your side of the equation, but I think it really matters. Think about it this way, and maybe this is John only, nobody's told me this. It's all the same 500 million. So whatever gets done in planning is going to be paid out during the planning phase, and then take off from where you left off there and finish the engineering. So it's a matter of whether it was part of planning or development, you still got to do it, and they expect it to be done. Does that make sense? I saw you give a thumbs up. I hope that makes sense to everybody.
It makes sense. Engineers by their nature are not risk takers. So I'm not one, but I married one. I work with them. My mother's one. So, you know, I have that tendency, but yeah, it makes sense. And honestly, that fits with what my early view of the program was, which was, you know, this procured planning part to me has always been the best part of this application, or a best part of this program. To me, they could have put all 500 million into this part, and it would have been a slingshot forward for everybody in Appalachia, because they've essentially taken the handcuffs off of us and said, just go help people and send us the bill, you know, which is remarkable and wonderful. And I'm trying to make them, I know we're trying to make the most of it. I'm trying to make the most of it for our clients. So I like that interpretation. I'll just be super honest and say it scares me, because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to short the clients, but I also don't want to end up with, you know, legitimately could be tens of thousands of dollars in costs that aren't all of a sudden aren't authorized. So we'll do what we do.
And realize this, they said they will spend up to 30 million on planning at the director's discretion. So if you all submit those, and let's say they're looking at the cost you all submit, and altogether under planning, what they're calling planning, it's 25 million. I think they're going to be okay with it, as long as the director okays that. It just means less on the development side, but if you still have to design it on the development side, that cost is still there. So it's just that it's like it's either part of planning or part of development. One way or the other, you got to design the project.
Now I hear you, and that speaks to my heart. You know, I mean, that is exactly how I think about it. It's my understanding they're oversubscribed. They asked for an initial some initial paperwork, and they're making us redo it. Today's the second submission. They want more detail. So we're giving them detail.
And Again,
Thank you.
no problem, Danielle. And I'm going to throw out my typical thing. Anything I say today is subject to not be truth, and not because I'm trying to lie, but that things keep changing. It's like a moving target. So I always like to put that disclaimer down there so nobody holds me to anything. And that what I just told Danielle is a complete guess on my part. So any other questions? And certainly, like Ken said, if we said this before, if people are hearing any rumors, let us know, because we can try to tell the truth about them if we know it, or find out.
Or if anyone has any issues, get a hold of me. I've had some communities have some issues with planners. I've had planners have some issues with communities. I'm kind of here to mediate and get clarification from GOA. So, if anyone has any kind of issues, feel free to contact me and I'll work with you and we'll get things resolved.
Okay. That's all I had, folks. I know it's not a lot today, but I think I heard somebody speak up.
Hey, John, I was just going to say, we said in the last meeting we would post some things to the website, and we still haven't received that final list of the planners and the projects they're assigned to. So we were holding off to put that up on the website until we had the complete list. So that's coming, and I'll send an email out when we have it up and ready.
And as far as information, God, Gina, thanks for bringing that up. We are not going to put a lot of information on our website about this. We're going to probably a lot of outside of what she just spoke about, those assignment of planners. But anything related to the program, we're just going to put links on our website to the ODOD website. We don't want to have stuff on our website and it changes and our stuff is different than it's already confusing enough. So you can certainly go to our website. We're going to put banners at the top where you can click to get there, but we're going to kind of rely on ODOD here to be the messengers, and we'll just link to them. We don't want to send a second message if something changes that's contrary to what it's changed to. So. And I also, Gina's having our website looked at by a consultant, so hopefully nothing goes awry and our website goes down. So again, just to cover ourselves there. But well, hey everybody, it's going to be a beautiful day in Southern Ohio. I know some of you aren't in Southern Ohio. Some of the planners are probably elsewhere, but get out there, get your work done, and enjoy your day. And we'll see you here in 2 weeks. But some of you, like I said, Ken and I'll talk early next week about putting something together with you county leads to get together and discuss the timeline and what we want to do with that the 250 from the counties. We don't have to be in a hurry about that, but by the same token, we're not on a real strict deadline to get it in. But I don't want to just fool around on. I want to be responsive to you to get the money in your hands and let you be moving forward with it. So have a great day. Have a great weekend.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you all.